scholars. Today we are going to start with Geography Chapter 8 Human Resources. Human resources basically relates with the population of a region or a country. As you have already studied that our earth consists of a wide variety of natural vegetation or natural resources. But many of these resources cannot be used directly. We need to convert these resources into finished products before using them. And for that purpose, we need human beings. Or we can say that without the efforts and technology, natural resources cannot be converted into useful products. Nowadays, human beings are considered as the greatest resource because of their skills and abilities. We cannot use many of the natural resources without the human resources. So we can say that human resources are the greatest resource of a country. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about human resources in detail. As human resources are related with the population, so more the population, more will be human resources. Like natural resources, human resources are also unevenly distributed. So first of all, let us discuss about the distribution of population. The pattern of population distribution refers to the ways in which human beings are spread across the world. It differs from region to region. On the basis of this pattern, the whole world is divided into three parts. Densely populated areas means the areas which are having thick population. Moderately populated areas, the areas which are having average population, which is neither too much nor too less. Third is sparsely populated areas. The areas which are having very less population are coming under this category. Densely populated areas generally consist of the plains areas and river valleys. Moderately populated areas consist of the plateau region, and sparsely populated areas consist of either very hot lands or very cold lands like deserts or polar regions. So according to distribution of population, we can say that 90% of the world's total population lives in 10% of the land area of the world. The regions which are basically densely populated are having favorable climatic conditions which supports human settlements. And on the other hand, the regions which are sparsely populated are having unfavorable climatic conditions which are not suitable for human settlements. Next we are going to discuss about density of population. Density of population refers to the number of people living in per square kilometer area or a unit area on the earth's surface. It is generally calculated by dividing the number of people by kilometers of area where they live. Average density of population of the world is 45 persons per square kilometer. The average density of population in India is 382 persons per square kilometer as per 2011. Density of population is different in each and every area, and these variations are because of some of the social, cultural and economical factors. So next we are going to discuss about the factors affecting the distribution of population. There are different factors which affect the distribution of population in the world. So now we are going to study about these factors in detail. First factor is climate. The regions which are having favorable climatic conditions are densely populated because it supports human settlements. And on the other hand, the areas which are not having favorable climatic conditions does not support human settlements and are sparsely populated. Climate directly influences the human settlements because human beings avoid to live in harsh conditions. So due to this, the hot and cold deserts are sparsely populated and the regions which are having monsoon climate are densely populated. Next factor is relief. Relief basically relates with the landform. When we talk about landform, plains areas are densely populated and are much suitable for settlements as compared to hilly and plateau region. Plains areas provide a good land for agricultural purposes and human settlements and industrial development, and in turn results in more opportunities for employment. That is the reason why plains areas like northern plains and prairies are densely populated, and on the other hand, mountainous regions like Himalayas are sparsely populated. Next factor is soil. Generally, the fertile plains of rivers are thickly populated because it provides a good land for agricultural activities. And on the other hand, the mountainous regions does not have good and fertile soil. That's why these places are less populated. Next factor is water. Water is one of the basic and important need of human beings. That is why most of the earliest civilization developed near to the river valleys. So we can say that the river valleys are the areas which are densely populated. Next factor is minerals. The areas which are having great mineral deposits or mineral wealth is more populated as compared to the areas which lack in mineral deposits, because the areas which are having more mineral wealth provide more employment to the people, which in turn lead to more population. Next factors are social factors. Health, education and housing are the important social factors which are required by human beings for their development. So the areas which are having availability of these social factors are having more population as compared to the areas which lack in these facilities. Next are economic factors. The areas which are having better economic conditions and are having good employment opportunities are more prone to human settlements. As for their survival, people need work. So the areas which can provide employment to the people are more prone for their survival and settlements. Next are cultural factors. Cultural and religious factors also affect the human settlements up to a larger extent, because they even attract the people according to their traditions. Now also there are many people in the world, those who want to live in the religious places where they can divert their life to spirituality. For example, Varanasi, Jerusalem, etc. are the culturally rich cities in the world. Next are political factors. Political stability also greatly influences the growth of population and human settlements. People does not prefer to live in the areas which are politically unstable. People are always attracted towards the region which are having political developments. Next we are going to study about population change. Population change basically means increase or decrease in the population. It is a natural phenomena. Population can never be stable at any place. Population change is generally the result of birth rate, death rate, migration and natural growth of a place. Mostly the population of an area increases due to increase in the natural growth rate of an area. Next we are going to discuss about the factors responsible for population change. First of all, we'll be discussing about the reason for slow growth of population. Slow growth of population is basically the result of lack of health facilities, high death rate, lack of sufficient food, low rate of life expectancy and lack of proper hygiene and nutrition. Life expectancy is the number of years that an average person can expect to live, or we can say that the maximum age to which a person can live is termed as life expectancy. Nowadays, the population is increasing at an alarming rate, and this sudden increase of population is termed as population explosion. Next, we are going to discuss about the reason for the rapid growth of population. Rapid growth of population is the result of better medical facilities and proper food supply. Next, we are going to discuss about migration. Migration basically means movement of people from one place to another in search of employment and better lifestyle. Migration also affects the population of an area. Migration generally occurs in two ways: immigration, which is in migration, and emigration, means out migration. Mostly the countries which are developed and has better job opportunities and better living conditions are having more population, because the people from other countries mostly immigrate to these cities or countries in search of better jobs and better living conditions. And on the other hand, the countries which are not having better job opportunities and living conditions normally face emigration or out migration, due to which their population decreases and the population in the other countries increases. In this manner, migration greatly affects the population of an area. Next, we are going to discuss about population growth in India. India's population is also growing at an alarming rate, and that is the reason why India is the second most populated country in the world after China. The reason for population growth in India is increasing birth rate and decreasing death rate. With the advanced medical facilities and better living conditions, the death rate has decreased and the birth rate increased, which has resulted in the rapid growth of population in India. Next, we are going to discuss about population composition. The population is defined by certain characteristics like age, sex, marital status, etc. And all these characteristics together forms the population composition. These characteristics form the structure of population, as it defines the various qualities of a human being. As human resources are the most important resource for every country, so there are basically three parts of human resources, which are sex composition, literacy level, and age structure. So now we are going to discuss about these three parts in detail. First of all, we are going to discuss about sex composition. Sex composition basically relates with the number of males and females in the population. It is generally expressed in ratio between the number of males and females. The sex ratio or number of males and females differ from region to region. The world's average sex ratio is 985 females as per 1000 males. A larger difference between the number of males and females is termed as unfavorable sex ratios. In Asia, sex ratio is unfavorable to females, and in Europe, sex ratio is unfavorable to males. In India also, the average sex ratio is 939 females per 1000 males, in which the states like Punjab and Haryana are having unfavorable sex ratio to females, and on the other hand, Kerala and Puducherry have more females as compared to males. Now we'll be discussing about the reason for unfavorable sex ratio. Unfavorable sex ratio is the result of illiteracy, female foeticides, social and cultural views towards women, and negligence of women in every social life. So these are some of the reasons which have led to the deteriorating condition of women and has finally resulted in unfavorable sex ratio to females. Next, we are going to study about the second part of human resource, which is literacy level. Literacy level basically relates with the education level of the people. Literacy level affects a human being socially, economically, and culturally. Literacy is important not only for our life but for the development of our environment too. A literate or an educated society can result in the better economic development of a country. Any person who can read and write is considered as literate, and any person who cannot read or write is considered as illiterate. Still in India, the average literacy percentage is 74%, in which 82% are males and 65% are females. Next, we are going to study about the third part of human resource, that is age structure. Population of a country is generally divided into three different age groups, that is 0 to 14 years, 15 to 64 years, and last is 65 years and above. This division of population on the basis of age is termed as age structure. It helps us in finding out the economic development of a country. So now we'll be discussing about these three age structures. First is 0 to 14 years of age. This age group is generally considered as unproductive because they depend on the earning members of the family. This population is generally dependent and consists mostly of the children in the family, those who are entitled to read and write at this age. Next group is from 15 years to 64 years. This age group is considered as productive or working group. The people belonging to these group work for their entire life to have a proper economic condition for their family. Next age group is 65 years and above. Like the first group, the people of these groups are also the dependent population because they depend on the working population of a country. Next, we are going to discuss about population pyramid. The division of population as per the age is shown in an age structure diagram, and as this diagram is in the form of pyramid, it is termed as population pyramid. Population pyramids are of different types. The pyramid which is formed by the population having high birth and death rate, the pyramid formed by the population having less death rate and high birth rate, and the pyramid formed by the population having less birth rate than the death rate. So now let us discuss about these population pyramids in detail. First is pyramid formed when there is high birth rate and high death rate. These type of pyramids have broad base and narrow top. Here the birth rate is high, but most of the children die when they are infant, and very few adult and old people are there. This type of pyramid can be made for countries like Kenya. Second pyramid is having less death rate and high birth rate. These type of pyramids are broader in younger age group. These type of pyramids can be formed for countries like India where the working population is more. Third type of pyramid is having less birth rate and high death rate. These type of pyramids are generally narrow at the base and can be used to show the population of countries like Japan. So this was all about our human resources and different type of factors which are related to our population. So before winding up, let us discuss about some important points related to the chapter. Density of population refers to the number of people living in an area per square kilometer of land. Population change is the change in the number of people during a specific time. Birth rate refers to the number of live birth per 1,000 people. Death rate refers to the number of deaths per 1,000 people. Life expectancy refers to the number of years that an average person can expect to live. Migration means the movement of people in and out of an area. Ministry of Human Resource Development was formed in 1885. So this was all about the chapter. With this we are going to wind up today's class. Good day for now. Stay home, stay safe.